Success is not an accident, and it is certainly not a matter of luck. The truth is, the people you see living extraordinary lives are not doing anything magical that you cannot do yourself. The secret is in their habits, the daily choices they make that quietly stack up over time into results so big, most people never see them coming. And here's the first hook I want you to grab onto: the difference between someone who achieves greatness and someone who is not opportunity. It's consistency in the small, disciplined actions that others overlook. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Highly successful people understand that mornings are not just a time on the clock. They are an opportunity to program your mind, body, and spirit for the level of success you want to achieve. Most people wake up and immediately allow the noise of the world to dictate their day. Emails, social media, unnecessary conversations. They start reacting before they even think. But here's the hook you need to hear. You cannot control the world around you, but you can control the first 60 minutes of your day, and that control compounds into results that define your life. When you start with purpose, you give yourself direction. Highly successful people don't rely on chance. They rely on intentionality. They have a plan. They know what they want to accomplish, and they set their priorities accordingly. The first moments of the morning are critical. They spend time in meditation, prayer, visualization, or journaling, whatever it takes to center their mind on what matters most. Weak people allow their day to start with distraction and chaos, and then they wonder why nothing moves forward. Strong people invest in their mornings because the energy, focus, and mindset they cultivate in those first hours ripple through the entire day. Here's the hook. Most people underestimate the power of their mornings. They wake up thinking, I'll figure it out as I go. But successful people understand that clarity in the morning prevents confusion and wasted effort later. When you begin your day by reviewing your goals, setting intentions, and prioritizing actions, you are essentially giving yourself a blueprint for success. Without this blueprint, your energy gets scattered, and your results will always fall short of your potential. Another critical aspect of starting your day with purpose is controlling your environment. Highly successful people know that the world will bombard them with distractions, negativity, and irrelevant demands. That's why they create an environment that protects their focus. They eliminate unnecessary noise, silence notifications, and surround themselves with positive stimuli that reinforce their goals. Weak people succumb to the chaos, letting their attention be hijacked by everyone else's agenda. Strong people, however, guard their mornings fiercely because they know that the quality of their day and ultimately their life is determined by the quality of their morning habits. Consistency is also a major part of this habit. Highly successful people don't just have one perfect morning, they replicate their morning rituals day after day. That consistency builds momentum, builds confidence, and programs the mind for high performance. Imagine waking up every day with a clear focus, a calm mind, and a sense of purpose. Your decisions become faster, your energy higher, and your productivity unstoppable. This is the secret that most people never tap into. They believe success is about talent or luck, but the reality is that talent alone cannot compete with disciplined, purposeful routines repeated over time. Finally, starting your day with purpose also means connecting with your why. Highly successful people never start the day without reminding themselves of the bigger vision, the reason they are pursuing excellence, and the impact they want to create. This connection to purpose ignites motivation that is far stronger than fleeting inspiration. Weak people wake up chasing convenience and comfort, and they wonder why they feel empty. Strong people wake up chasing significance, and they experience fulfillment before the world even gets going. Every small decision you make in the first moments of the day compounds into your future. Skipping this intentional start may seem minor, but it's like planting seeds haphazardly and expecting a great harvest. The successful plant carefully, water consistently, and nurture daily. And you can do the same. Take control of your mornings, set your mind, body, and focus for excellence, and watch how your life begins to transform in ways you never thought possible. Learning is the fuel that powers success, yet most people underestimate its value. Highly successful people understand that knowledge alone doesn't guarantee results, but without constant learning, progress is nearly impossible. The hook here is simple. Your income, influence, and impact are always limited by your personal growth. If you stop learning, you stop rising, and if you stagnate, your competition will surpass you while you remain in the same place. The secret habit of successful people is not just reading or listening, but committing to a lifetime of growth that compounds quietly day after day. Successful people don't settle for what they already know. They wake up every day seeking ways to improve, sharpen their skills, and expand their perspective. They understand that the world is moving faster than ever, and if they don't evolve, they'll be left behind. Here's the hook. The people who complain about being stuck often spend more time scrolling than learning. Highly successful individuals deliberately invest time in books, audios, courses, and mentors, not because they have to, but because they know it's non-negotiable for achieving greatness. The gap between the average and the exceptional is almost always a knowledge gap, and the bridge to closing it is a commitment to lifelong learning. But learning is not passive, it's active engagement. Successful people don't just consume information, they apply it immediately. Knowledge without action is wasted energy. They read, listen, and study, but they also implement, test, and refine what they learn. That's why you rarely see successful people making the same mistake twice. They've trained their minds to turn insights into practical steps. The hook here is powerful. The difference between knowing and achieving is action. Learning alone will not make you wealthy, respected, or influential. Action converts learning into results. Another secret is that successful people are selective about what they learn. They don't waste time on trivial knowledge or distractions. They focus on skills that move the needle, skills that build income, influence, and impact. They ask themselves every day, does this information bring me closer to my goals? If not, they skip it. Weak people accumulate information aimlessly, never translating it into growth. Strong people are intentional, and this focus multiplies they're learning exponentially. Imagine the advantage you gain when every hour of study contributes directly to your success. Mentorship and guidance are also critical. Highly successful people don't rely solely on trial and error. They seek those who have walked the path before them. They ask questions, absorb wisdom, and shortcut their journey by learning from the experiences of others. The hook: time is your most valuable asset, and mentorship is the fastest way to leverage someone else's experience instead of wasting your own. Weak people ignore advice or assume they know everything. Strong people actively pursue guidance to accelerate their growth. Finally, reflection is a hidden but essential part of learning. Highly successful people pause to review what they've learned, analyze their results, and adjust their strategies. They know that repeated action without reflection can lead to repeated mistakes. They cultivate a mindset of continuous improvement, asking themselves daily, what did I learn today? And how can I use it to get closer to my goals? Weak people drift without analyzing their outcomes. Strong people use every experience, every success, and every failure as a stepping stone to mastery. Learning is not a phase, it is a lifestyle. If you want to rise above mediocrity and achieve extraordinary results, you must commit to growing every day. The world rewards those who invest in themselves, those who sharpen their minds, while others sleep, and those who convert knowledge into action relentlessly. Highly successful people are not smarter than everyone else. They are learners who act, adapt, and persist, turning every lesson into a stepping stone toward greatness. The people you surround yourself with will determine the trajectory of your life more than anything else. Highly successful individuals understand that relationships are not just social, they are strategic. The hook here is undeniable. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to rise, you must be willing to evaluate your circle and make intentional choices about who influences you. Weak people cling to comfort, keeping toxic or unmotivated people close, while strong people choose connections that elevate, inspire, and challenge them to become better. Successful people don't wait for networking events or chance encounters. They deliberately cultivate relationships that serve their growth. They seek mentors who have achieved what they aspire to, peers who push them to improve, and environments that reinforce their goals. The reason most people fail to grow because they lack talent or opportunity. It's because they are surrounded by negativity, excuses, and mediocrity. The hook: proximity to greatness accelerates your own greatness, while proximity to weakness diminishes your potential. Another critical habit is that successful individuals are intentional in their interactions. They understand that energy is contagious. They avoid relationships that drain their focus, time, or enthusiasm. Highly successful people prioritize quality over quantity. They are not trying to be liked by everyone. They are focused on being influenced by the right people and influencing others positively in return. Weak people tolerate toxic dynamics because they fear confrontation or rejection. Strong people recognize that their time is valuable and every relationship must either add value or be minimized. Listening is another habit that sets successful people apart. They don't just speak, they listen, learn, and observe. They know that every person carries insight, and even casual conversations can provide strategies, opportunities, or perspectives that transform their thinking. Here's the hook. Most people talk to be heard, but successful people listen to gain knowledge and leverage. Your ability to grow is directly connected to how much you can learn from those around you, not just what you can teach them. Highly successful individuals also give as much as they take. They understand that relationships are reciprocal. They invest time, support, and value into others' lives without expecting immediate returns, knowing that generosity creates influence and builds trust. Weak people see relationships as transactional or competitive. Strong people see them as collaborative opportunities to grow, support, and create mutual success. That mindset attracts high-level opportunities and opens doors that are otherwise invisible to those who operate in scarcity thinking. Consistency and alignment in relationships are another secret. Successful people regularly evaluate their network to ensure it aligns with their goals and values. They don't just form relationships randomly. They cultivate connections with those who share vision, integrity, and ambition. The hook here is critical. Your network is a mirror of your future. If you want to live in abundance, surround yourself with people who model abundance. If you want to achieve excellence, spend time with those who demonstrate excellence daily. Finally, emotional intelligence is key. Highly successful people navigate relationships with empathy, patience, and understanding. They know that conflicts are inevitable, but how they handle them can either build strength or destroy momentum. Weak people react impulsively or harbor resentment, which drags them down. Strong people manage their emotions, set boundaries, and maintain positive connections that foster growth. This skill allows them to influence, lead, and inspire those around them, creating a network that magnifies their own success. The secret habit of surrounding yourself with the right people is not optional. It is foundational. If you want to achieve extraordinary results, you must become intentional about the company you keep, the energy you allow in your life, and the influence you both give and receive. Highly successful people understand that no matter how talented or skilled they are, the relationships they cultivate will either accelerate their success or slow it down. The path to greatness is always walked alongside the right people, and every moment spent in weak or negative associations is a moment of wasted potential. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality, yet most people underestimate its power. Highly successful individuals understand that motivation is fleeting. Some days you feel it, some days you don't, but discipline never wavers. Here's the hook: talent without discipline is wasted, and passion without discipline fades. The most successful people are not necessarily the most talented. They are the ones who have mastered the art of showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, and refusing to quit regardless of how they feel. Weak people wait for motivation. Strong people act in spite of it. Discipline begins with self-control. Successful individuals train themselves to make decisions aligned with their long-term goals rather than giving in to short-term comfort or instant gratification. Every choice they make, what they eat, how they spend their time, how they respond to challenges, is intentional. Here's a hook to grab your attention. Every moment you choose convenience over consistency is a moment your dreams are slipping away. The small acts of self-control, repeated daily, compound into the extraordinary results that define high achievers. Weak people react impulsively. Strong people create the conditions for success by controlling their impulses. Another key habit of disciplined people is planning and prioritization. They don't just work hard, they work smart. Highly successful people understand that not every task deserves the same energy, and they focus on high leverage activities that produce the greatest impact. Weak people often waste their energy on low priority tasks, reacting to every distraction, complaint, or minor urgency. Strong people allocate their time carefully, knowing that their results are directly proportional to their focus on what truly matters. Discipline allows them to consistently execute without being derailed by chaos or the opinions of others. Accountability is another crucial element. Successful individuals hold themselves responsible for outcomes, and they do not blame circumstances, luck, or other people for their results. The hook here is vital. Excuses are the enemy of discipline, and every time you make one, you weaken your power to achieve. Highly disciplined people embrace responsibility, take ownership of their actions, and view challenges as opportunities to grow. Weak people evade accountability and remain stuck in mediocrity, but strong people recognize that their life is a reflection of their choices, and they relentlessly take action to improve it. Consistency is the magic multiplier of discipline. Highly successful people understand that greatness is not achieved in bursts of effort, but through persistent, consistent action over time. Showing up every day, regardless of circumstances or emotions, is what separates winners from those who dream but never realize their potential. The hook, it's the quiet, invisible work, the early mornings, the extra practice, the daily repetition that builds momentum and ultimately produces results that seem effortless to outsiders. Weak people wait for perfect timing. Strong people act now, knowing that consistent effort compounds exponentially. Finally, discipline is about long-term vision. Highly successful people delay immediate pleasure to secure future rewards. They are willing to endure discomfort, make sacrifices, and resist temptations that pull them away from their goals. Weak people chase short-term comfort and constantly complain about delayed results. Strong people understand that patience, persistence, and discipline create freedom, wealth, and influence over time. They use discipline not as a burden, but as a tool to control their destiny and ensure that their daily habits lead to lasting success. Discipline also creates resilience. When challenges arise, as they always do, disciplined people don't crumble, they persist. They don't allow setbacks, criticism, or failures to dictate their course. The hook is undeniable. Life will test you, but discipline is your shield against defeat. Weak people give up when things get hard. Strong people see difficulty as a test of their commitment and an opportunity to strengthen their resolve. The daily practice of discipline forms a mindset that cannot be shaken easily, turning ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. Reflection and gratitude are the hidden powers that separate highly successful people from the rest of the world. Most people rush through life without stopping to evaluate their progress or acknowledge what they have achieved. And that is exactly why they feel stuck and unfulfilled. The hook here is crucial. If you fail to reflect and cultivate gratitude, you allow your mind to be dominated by scarcity, fear, and distraction. Highly successful people understand that pausing to reflect and appreciating their blessings rewires their mind for abundance, clarity, and focus, giving them a mental edge that others rarely experience. Reflection allows you to learn from every experience. Whether it is a success or a setback, highly successful people don't just act blindly. They review their decisions, evaluate their outcomes, and adjust their strategies continuously. They ask themselves questions like, what worked? What didn't? How can I improve tomorrow? Weak people repeat the same mistakes because they never take the time to analyze their actions. Strong people use reflection as a tool to convert failures into lessons and lessons into stepping stones for future success. The hook every moment you spend reflecting is an investment in smarter, faster, and more effective action tomorrow. Gratitude is equally powerful. Highly successful people maintain a daily practice of acknowledging what they already have, no matter how big or small. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from complaining to creating, and from envy to empowerment. The more you recognize the positives in your life, the more energy you have to tackle challenges and pursue opportunities. Weak people often dwell on what they lack, which drains their energy and clouds their judgment. Strong people understand that gratitude is not just a feel-good habit. It is a strategic mindset that fuels resilience and attracts more positive outcomes. Another aspect of this habit is perspective. Highly successful people reflect not only on their personal journey, but also on their impact and purpose. They see the bigger picture and understand that their actions today shape their future and influence those around them. The hook here is vital. Your perspective determines your potential. If you view obstacles as insurmountable, you remain weak. If you see them as lessons, growth opportunities, or stepping stones, you build strength, wisdom, and momentum. Reflection gives you this perspective and allows you to make informed, intentional decisions rather than reacting emotionally or impulsively. Successful individuals also use reflection and gratitude to maintain emotional balance. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. Without a practice of reflection, it's easy to get discouraged, frustrated, or distracted by negativity. Gratitude counteracts this by reminding you of what is already working in your favor and what you have already accomplished. The hook the mind that focuses on positives while evaluating progress is unstoppable because it is not paralyzed by fear or scarcity. Weak people focus on what's missing or what went wrong, while strong people focus on lessons learned and opportunities to improve. Highly successful people also combine reflection with goal setting. Each reflection session is paired with evaluating progress against their objectives, adjusting their strategies, and recommitting to the actions that matter most. This habit creates clarity, alignment, and momentum. Weak people drift aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes their way. Strong people, through reflection and gratitude, maintain a purposeful trajectory toward their vision, ensuring that every action contributes to their long-term success. Finally, reflection and gratitude create resilience and mental toughness. When life challenges arise, those who practice these habits are better prepared to face difficulties calmly and strategically. They see setbacks as temporary and solvable rather than as confirmation of failure. The hook. Every successful person you admire has mastered the art of pausing, appreciating, and learning from each step of the journey, turning ordinary challenges into extraordinary opportunities. Consistent action is the engine that turns dreams into reality, yet so many people fail because they underestimate its power. Highly successful individuals understand that ideas, plans, and goals are worthless without relentless execution. Here's the hook. Most people wait for perfect conditions, motivation, or clarity, but those conditions rarely exist. Success is not found in waiting. It is created by taking consistent, focused action day after day, regardless of how you feel or what obstacles arise. Weak people procrastinate, hoping for the right moment. Strong people act now, knowing momentum is built one small, deliberate step at a time. The key to consistency is structure. Highly successful people design their days and weeks around their highest priority actions. They know that scattered effort produces scattered results, so they create systems that ensure focus and progress. The hook is clear. Without a system, your talent and potential will be wasted on distractions and trivial tasks. Successful people eliminate excuses by planning, scheduling, and committing to a routine that reinforces their goals. Weak people drift through life, reacting to external pressures, while strong people dictate their path through disciplined, repeated action. Accountability amplifies consistency. Successful individuals hold themselves responsible for their commitments. They don't rely solely on external pressure or supervision. They develop internal standards that drive them to deliver results even when no one is watching. The hook. If you can't hold yourself accountable, no one else will, and your potential will remain untapped. Weak people look for shortcuts and blame circumstances, while strong people embrace responsibility, using it to fuel persistence and growth. Each completed task, no matter how small, compounds into the credibility, confidence, and results that define extraordinary achievers. Momentum is another secret weapon. Highly successful people understand that action generates energy, and energy generates more action. The initial effort may feel small or even uncomfortable, but each completed step makes the next one easier. Weak people wait until they feel ready or inspired, but strong people know that readiness and inspiration are byproducts of consistent movement. The hook motion creates emotion, and momentum transforms ordinary effort into unstoppable force. Every action you take today sets the stage for exponential growth tomorrow. Persistence in the face of obstacles is also non-negotiable. Highly successful people encounter challenges, setbacks, and failures, but they do not let these stop them. They adjust, pivot, and continue executing relentlessly. Weak people give up at the first sign of difficulty, interpret every setbacks as permanent defeat. Strong people see challenges as tests of commitment and opportunities to learn. The hook, consistency paired with resilience, is far more powerful than talent alone because it ensures that obstacles do not derail your progress, but instead refine and strengthen your path to success. Highly successful individuals also review their actions regularly. Consistency does not mean mindless repetition. It means taking deliberate, focused steps and measuring results along the way. They ask themselves, what is working? What is not? How can I improve tomorrow? This reflection ensures that their actions are always aligned with their goals and that effort is producing results. Weak people act haphazardly without evaluation, wasting time and energy. Strong people adjust and optimize, making each action more impactful than the last. Finally, consistency builds trust, credibility, and authority. People notice those who show up reliably and deliver results. The hook guy, your reputation is built one consistent action at a time, and it opens doors to opportunities that are closed to those who are unreliable or inconsistent. Highly successful people leverage their track record of consistent action to create momentum in their careers, businesses, and relationships. Weak people rely on luck or chance, but strong people rely on the proven power of disciplined, repeated action to achieve extraordinary results. Finally, gratitude and reflection are often overlooked but critical habits. Highly successful people take time to appreciate what they have while they pursue what they want. Gratitude keeps their mind aligned with positivity, while reflection helps them learn from every experience. They don't just rush through life. They pause, evaluate, adjust, and improve continuously. These small habits may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they create resilience, clarity, and extraordinary results.